Hello, hello. This week we are keeping the momentum going and breaking free from some of the most ridiculous, outdated, and sometimes downright laughable rules that the coaching industry or just online business space in general tries to shove down our throats. Because guess what? You do not have to follow rules that do not align with you. We are all adults here. Crazy. And today's topic that we're going to dive into, it's a big one. It is. We're going there. It's a bold one. There are certainly going to be a lot of people who will disagree with this, and that is okay. So grab your coffee or your matcha or your wine because we are about to go all in. Let's get into it. Welcome to All In with Allie, the podcast for online business owners and entrepreneurs who are ready to create a life and business of their dreams. I am so happy you are here. So we're continuing the theme. We're going one by one. Like I said in the last episode, if there are any of these rules or outdated practices or quote best practices that you personally don't align with or that you're not so sure about and you would like me to cover on the podcast, slide into my DMs on Instagram at Allie Reeves or at All In with Allie podcast, and I just might cover it. But before I dive in, let me preface this again, just like I did in the last episode. At the end of the day, this is totally up to you. These, again, a lot of these are very popular. A lot of these are considered best practices for a reason, but that doesn't mean that they are for everybody. So all I ask is that you listen to this with an open mind and then simply ask yourself and yourself only, is this rule one that I would like to continue following or one that I would like to abandon? And if you disagree, it's all good. So one more disclosure. I am recording this balls deep in my luteal phase. Okay. I almost didn't cover this specific topic because I didn't even know if I had the energy for it, let alone the couth for that matter. But the show must go on. So we're going to do it. The rule that I am liberating us from today, if you so choose, is the social justice warrior rule. The pretend political poly bullshit rule. You do not have to give an opinion nor share your personal insights on social or political issues as a business owner ever, unless you want to. Unless you want to. But to let somebody else bully you or pressure you into speaking on anything is wild, crazy, crazy stuff right there. So if you want to be a sub-political or a social issue platform in conjunction with your normal everyday business activities, by all means. God love you. A lot of people choose to do this. They're really good at it. It brings them joy. And I love that for them. But I am so tired. I am so exhausted of seeing people demand action and sentiment from people on the internet just because they have a public platform and or business. Just because they're successful, just because people want to follow them for a total other completely different reason. Now they have to be a spokesperson on some topic just because that's the topic that's popping off right now. What? Huh? What? It's so stupid. Honestly. If you want to speak on behalf of a culture, do it. If you want to rally behind a specific cause, do it. If you want to march for or against something or someone, do it. But to point your finger and demand somebody else speak out for or against something, again, just because they have a platform or whatever your reasoning is, it is a waste of time and energy. Why? Because all you're doing is promoting phony performative behavior. And what does that do? Nothing. To me, that's even more infuriating to witness from somebody than a lack of response from them. Right? Like to see somebody just do something or say something because they're getting pressured, and good and well, maybe they do feel that way, but they're not saying that because they feel pulled to. They're doing it because of pressure. That is silly. Why? Have we learned nothing? So, to those of you who wish to give value via your business and to stay in your lane, I am going to give you the most stunning business phrase I have ever heard, maybe ever, or at least in a hot minute. Mission-driven company. Do you know what that means? Basically, it means the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. That's what that means. You are a mission-driven company. You move in alignment with your values and the focus and the number one point of your business. And you do not go outside of those lines. So I got that phrase from one of my favorite books, 10X is Easier Than 2X. And they highlight the cautionary tale of Coinbase co-founder and CEO Brian Armstrong. So here's what happened with Brian. Basically, during the tumultuous summer of 2020, after the tragic murder of George Floyd, there was intense pressure among everyone, and especially large companies, to take a stance on social issues that were coming up at the time, like police brutality. We all remember this. And even though Coinbase's mission was not political, Brian ultimately felt that they needed to follow the tech trends and make a public stating supporting the BLM movement. However, this was like a few months after learning more about the BLM organization, Brian discovered that the movement had other objectives outside of racial equality, such as defunding the police in America, which he did not think his company should stand for. So long story short, after getting swept up in the cultural moment, Coinbase had to retract their public statement with a new one, saying moving forward, Coinbase was a mission-driven company. Okay, so they basically were like, look, this is where we're at. This is our focus. This is what we're here to do, period. Nothing else outside of that. That's it. And side note, they also offered severance packages to employees who disagreed with the new stance and who did not feel comfortable working there any longer, which I thought was cool. Okay. These things happen. Life is messy. The world is chaotic AF. If we were all required to speak on even a fraction of the crazy shit that's going on, we wouldn't have the time, energy, or mental capacity to run our businesses, let alone do whatever else we are here to do in our lives. So if you feel the need and desire to show public support for something or to publicly denounce something else, that is your prerogative. That is your personal responsibility that you will have to live with and answer for. You are the one who has to lay your head down on a pillow at night and sleep with yourself. So do what you got to do. But fact of the matter is this: we have no clue what is going on behind the scenes of somebody else's life or business, right? We know that. That person that you think is being too quiet regarding a tragedy maybe has donated thousands of dollars toward it, but didn't share it publicly because they're not a tool bag. Okay? And then the person who always has that perfect response to every damn tragedy may be clubbing baby seals in their free time and laughing at all of us because we assume they're a good person because they post a story pretending to be so on Instagram. We don't know. Life is hard. Business is hard. Social issues are hard. Navigating tragedy is hard. And one of the things that makes it all even harder is getting digitally flogged by social justice warriors because you're dealing with your hard differently than they are. Grow up. It is so lame. And it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. We don't have to play this game anymore. So there you go. Permission to not give an opinion nor share your personal insights on social or political issues as a business owner ever unless you want to and it's aligned with your company's mission and or values. And that part's important. That part's important. If there's something going on that is misaligned or aligned with your values, maybe there is some responsibility there. But this is different for every single company, and it's up to the business owner to figure that out. Mission-driven company. Write that down. You're welcome. That is what I will be using moving forward because I'm an idiot and you don't want me speaking on half of these things because I barely know what's going on. I'm okay to own that. I'm okay. I don't have the energy. I don't have the mental capacity. It makes me sad. It freaks me out. I'm doing enough over here. And also, you don't know what else I'm doing either behind the scenes. I have a couple more of these coming up. But if you, again, have any more topics that you would like me to dive into, slide into my DMs at Allie Reeves, and I will see what I can do. I know this was a short one, but I don't think there is anything else that needs to be said there. If this was helpful for you in any way, shape, or form, you can give thanks by sharing on Instagram and tagging me. You can subscribe to the channel on YouTube or if you're feeling super sweet, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. I will link all of those things to make it easy for you below. Otherwise, I will see you here next week. Love you. Bye.